And what's up, everybody? This is None Defense, host of the team Still Unboomable. Let's just pull them right on up. There's None Defense right there. I'm just creeping right on down the list. Well, it's not that I'm going down as much as everybody else is going up. Great job, team. And of course, our real leader, Miss Boom Bitch Angie, who is my real life wife. Say hello, Angie.
Hi, everybody.
And of course, our co-leaders, Mr. Braun Soon from Australia and Nick Hill from India. Of course, we do have officers that work with us, and that is Titan, HP, and Hex. And I'm sure there's more officers to come. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not on Still Unboomable. This is a part of the Booming Without Borders campaign, and I am with the Avengers on Nala. But this is actually an introductory video, so for any of the potential Booming Without Borders team, this will be the video they can come to reference, just so they can, understand what's going on. So what I've done to really explain what Booming Without Borders is I've written out the list, and it just happens to come out to be a 12-step program. So we'll just, I'm going to go ahead and read off the steps, quickly explain just how it works. Whenever I explain it in chat, I don't know, just people, they sometimes seem to get the wrong idea about what we're actually talking about. So I'm hoping this video will just kind of help clarify things. Step 1. I need to identify the teams that are worth the time it takes to teach how to be a better task force. There are teams out there that have signed up, but there have been elements on their team that just showed that it was just going to be too hard of a task, and they made it clear nobody was going to, they weren't changing the roster at all. But then you get people who are just so resistant to the idea that anything that they could be doing could be done better. So you do run into that, and I can't do it. I can't train those teams. But if you're a team that everybody more or less has a decent attitude, at least casually interested in what we're talking about, then this program can really work for you. It's really fun, and it doesn't cost anything. It's only cost my time, and I enjoy it so much, so it's worth it. Step 2, that's where I make the pitch to the team. That's where I can say, guys, this is what I'm talking about. I'd like to come in, do Booming Without Borders, bring my guys in here, show you what we're talking about, take the time necessary to coach you, get you to understand at least the basics of how to put together a well-coordinated operation. Step 4, I'm going to fill your roster, at least do the best that I can. So for the sake of this conversation, this is the Avengers. This would be tricky because they only have 4 empty slots, but in this case, I'd go ahead and bring over our 4 best. I'd swap out the account that's here, and I'd bring over our 4 best if they were interested, if they signed up. And let's see. So once we fill the roster, I can fill up to 20 accounts, and then if I have enough time, I can fill up to 30 to 35 with volunteers from my team. So, I can fill a roster. That's really not an issue. Step 5, I will need a promotion. Now, people tend to freak out about this part. Guys, I promise you, I gain nothing by screwing you around. I'm not going to sabotage your intel. I'm not going to kick your members. On the subject of member kicking, I will suggest in the videos who should get kicked based on my system, but I'm not making anybody kick anybody. I'm just going to tell you who would qualify for instant kick, who would qualify for coaching, just based on things that I'm seeing. And remember, never take any of my opinions too personal. I only know one way to be honest and blunt, and that's just to be honest and blunt. So I try really hard to keep it all reined in. Let's see. So I have the promotion at step 5. Step 6, I'll start the operation. Guys, that's actually really important because it requires me to coordinate with my guys on the other side, and that just it just helps by me being able to start the operation. My guys on our team, we're good at scheduling times to figure out and then, being available to attack. We know what we're doing there, so don't even worry about that. But it is important that I start the operation. Step 7, we will, not on the Avengers because we can only bring 4 attacks, so 4 accounts over. But, when run into more often than not are teams with, 10 or more empty slots. So in those cases, we would certainly be able to beat 2 to 3 bases for you quickly. With 4 attacks for the Avengers, for example, we may be able to guarantee at least 1 base, and just go ahead and knock that off the list. Step 8, that would be, I would do 2 videos. I would do a video dedicated to our attacks. For Avengers, it would be a very short video. For other teams, it would be a much longer video. And as I'm showing our attacks, I'm actually explaining the thought processes behind the attacks and the reasons why we flare the way we flare, the reasons why we shock instead of smoke versus smoke instead of shock. Like, there's and of course we make mistakes, we're certainly not experts, but the whole idea of our team and training is built around purposeful decision making. And that's what we train our guys back home, and they love getting to go out to Booming Without Border teams and and just demonstrate, not show off, demonstrate, just demonstrate what can be done. So, and then after I do our video, then I would do a video and this is where I enter the Task Force Critic phase. These videos actually get the most views so far, the Task Force Critic videos, but they're also the least popular. Funny how that works. But yeah, this is the part where I would look at your attacks, and I would have to be honest, 100% honest. Not mean, never mean. I'm not a mean guy. That's not my nature, but I will be honest and very directly honest. For example, if I see an attack that was just stupid, I'm like, partner, I'm sorry, that was just stupid. And you know it. You know the type. You've seen the attack. So that's step 8. Step 9, we would then do a training operation. A training operation is what we do on Still Unboomable every few days or so, once a week, whatever it is. It just kind of all depends on how things have been going. But where we will get players to step out of their comfort zone and try some different troops, try some different ways, and it's a lot of fun. The ones who participate seem to really appreciate the taking the time to train in a stress-free environment where they don't feel like they're going to get kicked if they do wrong or something. So that's always useful. So that's step 9. Step 10 is we will then do a video on your training operation. I will explain for the guys that participated properly. I will explain how to improve on what you're attempting to do, and I'll try to coach you through that. So next time you try it, you'll be armed with a slightly better information, I hope. So that's video for the training op. And then step 11, I'm going to coach you through a hard operation. Remember, I have a promotion at this point, and I don't need every account that I bring over promoted. Just one is fine. I'll run everything through it, and it doesn't matter which account. You pick the account. It could be the one that I make the introduction on. If I bring None Defense the account over, it could be that guy. Oh, sorry about that. Been sitting here too long, but it's fine. So that was step 11. I will then coach you through a hard operation. I may have to settle for a normal operation. That will be based on how many people I'm finding are attacking on average. If you're only on average having 10 or 12 people attack, we may need to stick to a normal operation. There's a lot of variables, and we're pretty reasonable about working within your limits. And then, of course, step 12, that's where I would do the final video. I give you any final critiques and leave you with any information based on my observations, ideas, understandings, tactics, strategies. Guys, it's a lot of fun. Several teams have participated even before I started actually calling it Booming Without Borders, and before I started doing these videos. It was kind of Angie who was like, if you're doing this, you might as well get a video out of it. And I'm like, hey, that's actually a good idea. And it's been easier because now teams are able to hear my voice and understand that, I'm got nothing but good intentions. I just want to help you guys out. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. It is about time for me to make my pitch to the Avengers. I have identified them as a team that is certainly worth their time to break things down for them. And I'm going to make my pitch, whether they accept it or deny it. I will see you next time. I want to thank you so much as always and please remember that we are still unboomable, and as always, please be safe. Thank you.